Sisi vile sio wote ambao wanataka ugomvi kwa sababu ya ugomvi.
Niwaambia nyinyi ni wajinga mkimfuata Ruto. Mkadhani tunawadanganya.
Jeti ya Ruto. Hii maisha ya Ruto ni stress na ni stress.
Mungu wewe umetukosea.
Sasa tumesema siku ya Jumatano. Muko tayari? Tumesema sisi si majambazi.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We are glad you're watching. Thank you so much for making time to join us. This is one-on-one talk on Sound Candid Talk, where we're engaging with our guest on matters at hand and the required response to the same. Governor Enduruche has been here with us how many times so far?
I think it's the third time.
This is the third time. So welcome on board.
Thank you.
Karibu sana. Aya, siku tatu maandamano. Ladies and gentlemen, as you're all aware, we have 3 days full holiday plus weekend. Those are 5 days called by Baba and the Azimio leadership. And all of it is in the quest to get life better for the Kenyan people. I don't know what your response is for the same. We call upon you to join into the discourse even as we start the conversation. So wherever you are joining us from, welcome on board and invite somebody to be part and parcel of this great discussion. We believe by reason of us engaging here, you will learn one or two things that will help you respond rightly to what is happening and of course be a solution to the current problems. Well,
Maneno Bernard, kuna tension everywhere. There is serious tension in the country. Yeah.
What is causing this tension?
You see, Kenya Kwanza, William Ruto never thought that it could be this way. The reality is here now. Imemuhit hardly. So the 3-day holiday, as we are putting it, imefika. And I'm happy that Kindiki has officially announced Nairobi and its outskirts hakuna shule kesho. It's official now.
No school. Baba is Baba. Okay, no school tomorrow.
Tomorrow there's no school.
Yeah. Now
It's official, actually.
It's official. So what is this that has hit William Ruto?
You see, Bernard, Ruto had been thinking this is a joke. There is nothing Odinga can do. There is no impact in Odinga's maandamano. The conversation changed all of a sudden. It's not Odinga, it's the people of Kenya.
Yes.
Maandamano is for the people of Kenya. It's not Odinga as you usually put it. So this is the level where Ruto is. The shocking revelation is also the UN letter that was addressing this matter about maandamano, and the police was also scaring. So that's why the heat, Ruto is now feeling it.
Now, what do you think is the reason behind Ruto's failure to read the mood in the country and then, of course, the plight of Kenyans? What is it that got into him?
You see, Ruto, during campaigns, he overpromised the people. He said a lot about himself, what he can do, what he'll achieve, what he'll just offer to the people of Kenya. He even exaggerated. This position Ruto has, the presidential position, is not that easy. So now he has come to realize the reality over this position about presidency. And I had been repeatedly saying that Ruto lacks capacity, lacks ability.
Yeah.
So this reality coming on board, he's unable to manage the issue of maandamano. He repeatedly tells Kenyans that we are a country governed by the rule of law.
Yes.
Then there is something I was asking myself. When we talk about the rule of law, we must maintain the rule of law.
Yes.
Article 37 of the Constitution and Chapter 1 of it, of the same Constitution, talks about people to have power, to take power from elected representatives, and they can exercise it directly.
Yes.
And again, Chapter 37 or Article 37 talks about people have the right to picket. When Ruto says we should not picket, he's breaking the law.
Yes. Yes.
Is breaking the laws of the land, because it's given the constitution we should picket, we should protest, lazima tuone maandamano. It's given the constitution.
Yes.
Now is breaking the rule of law. So I don't understand when he talks about you are a country governed by the rule of law, and when he's saying we should not go to protest, he's already breaking the constitution.
So do we now take it that William Ruto does not understand the constitution, or he does not respect the constitution?
We were doing the signatures. We are targeting 15 million signatures across. I don't know why is Kenya Kwanza bothered about the collection of signatures. Because they are saying those signatures are going nowhere. As of those we understand the constitution, we understand where we are taking the signatures. Them, why are they bothered with it? It tells you Ruto and his team, they only talk about, like someone can say the Bible says. If you ask, tell me that Bible that says about what you are saying,
Yes.
he cannot quote. So they repeatedly talk about the constitution, but if you ask the article they are referring to what they are talking about, they don't have.
Okay. So we say that assumption is the lowest level of knowledge. So they assumed that they know the constitution, and they assumed that they are in power and they can cater for the people of Kenya, but it's dawning to them that what they thought to be easy is not as easy as they thought.
I said earlier, even governance and politics, they are two different things. You can lie to people when you are looking for a political position. You can tell them a number of things. Coming to governance, it's all about implementation.
Yes, yes.
Can Ruto implement what he was promising the people of Kenya? It's a challenge. Ruto is an apple. It's an apple. And you see, let me tell you, Ruto has been captured now by Raila's trap. Ameshikwa na trap ya Raila. Mtego ya Raila imemshika. So you see, in Kenya now the discussion is maandamano because of what? Finance bill.
Yes.
Finance bill yenye imerejectiwa from the courts or judiciary. So everybody is seeing Raila kumbe knows these things. Raila was speaking the truth. It's not even about politics. So the conversation in Kenya Kwanza, members of parliament, CSs, president huyo William Ruto huyo wa Kamago mlisema, na vile Gachieta, the discussion is all about maandamano.
Yes.
There's no issue of discussion about development that they were talking about. So already Raila has won the game because they say the government is now working with him.
No, they are saying that Raila should provide solutions and not talk about problems. Is Raila supposed to provide solutions to the Kenya Kwanza administration?
They told Kenyans they have capacity, they have ability to govern the country. They know where they are taking Kenyans. They said Raila does not understand anything about economy. They said let Ruto train him how he should lead the nation. Now, this is the reality. They want to steal the smartness, the wisdom in Raila for them to govern, to score, to have credit. And that's not the thing we are going to encourage Odinga to do. For kazi yetu sahi, si hata wao waliomba strong opposition. We are not in opposition, but they are just branding us that opposition because we have not legitimized William Ruto as president.
Yes.
He stole elections. We don't know him. We don't recognize him as president until otherwise.
Yes.
But for now, by saying that there is opposition on their part, we are saying, you said you wanted the strong opposition. Why are you crying?
Yes. Why are you crying?
Why are you crying?
Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is a conversation with Governor Enduruche. We are looking at the current state of affairs in our country, the 3 days of mass action against the Kenya Kwanza administration. What is your take on the same? We would love you to be part of this conversation. If you have any question to our guest, you put it in the comment section, then we'll be able to respond to you. Please, we urge you to like the video and share it with your friends. This is a long conversation. This is just part 1. There is part 2 coming with the Bunge la Wananchi, and then, of course, our all-night conversation, even as we warm up for the 3 days of maandamano. And so we would love to hear what you think and feel about the whole situation. Karibu sana kila mmoja, karibisha wawili watatu tukamakinike pamoja. Samahani kwa wote ambao mnatufuata kwa Facebook, bado tuko na shida na Facebook account, lakini tumepost link hapo kwa Facebook page ya Sound Candid Talk, Facebook page ya Ingozi M. Bernard and other sister channels. So if you love following the program from Facebook, you will need to click on that link and you'll be able to get the discussion flowing rightly. And also we urge you, if you're not yet a subscriber, please subscribe. We are looking for around 17 people to subscribe so that we click that 5,000 threshold of number of subscribers. You can be of assistance to us by doing exactly that. And so please, wherever you are, don't watch the show alone. Karibisha mtu tukamakinike pamoja. Thank you so much. Now, Governor, William Ruto lacks capacity to run the country, yet he's stuck. He wants to run the country. What should Kenyans do?
You see, Bernard, when you lack capacity, you lack abilities to govern the country where people are paying taxes. If people sees that you lack the said capacity, you lack the said ability, they have the right to recall you. They have the right to recall you back. We knew it from the word go. The time now is ripe. He should vacate. Ruto should resign. Tunafaa kusikia even the breaking news that the said president of the Republic of Kenya has resigned. Those are the news Kenyans wants to hear. As at now, there is proper demonstration that Ruto cannot unite this nation, cannot deliver. Even in his position, he's spreading hatred amongst Kenyans.
Okay. So he's incompetent, unable to govern the country. What is your thoughts about this conversation? Please, let's engage each other on the comment section, and probably will allow you later on to get into the studio and ask your question. And this one is called what? Philemon. Say, Enduruche, what is anarchy and mayhem?
Now you see, both those are lines of destructions. That's what I can just put it in summary.
Yes.
Either way is destruction. Anarchy is causing tension, reactions, war, and such. And let me just put it this way, because those titles are perceived to be given to Azimio or fraternity or protesters.
Yes.
We are not the source of anarchy and mayhem. Ours is peaceful demonstration, Bwana Bernard, to the one asking that question. We are just saying we are concentrating in a peaceful demonstration.
Yes.
People causing anarchy and mayhem are the police of Kenya, together with the hooligans whom Kenya Kwanza hires during our peaceful demonstrations.
Okay, probably on the same note, if I would read where that is coming from, anarchy is rebelling against a system that probably is not serving your interest or is oppressing you as an individual, and so you rebel and say enough is enough. Now, one of the things that makes anarchy is when the person in office is in office legitimately. But if he's suffering from legitimacy issues, then the outcry of anarchy just wherever justifies the whole process by reason of people denying. Umekundua governor siku hizi ni ngumu sana kupata ile mtu alipigia Ruto kura.
Kila
Kila
mtu
mtu anakataa.
anayepa mimi sijui.
Sio
Then
mimi.
who voted for Ruto?
That is the question we are asking. So kama wewe uko kwa ofisi na waliokupigia kura wanasema hawakukupigia, basi inaonekana uliiba ama uliingia kwa mlango wa nyuma. Na sasa kwa swala kama hilo, we don't use the word anarchy. We are fixing what went wrong so that we make it right, and therefore we can move forward without having to, apologize for anything, because we can't live a lie forever, and we cannot fight to defend a lie. We can only fight to defend a truth that has been stolen from us for ages. Kenya at 60, and we can't feed our people. We can't guarantee them education. We can't guarantee them health care. We can't guarantee our elderly people support. We can't guarantee our children the future. That doesn't look good. And when somebody has been in office for 10 months and still cannot tell the direction the country should be taking, come on. We must get our act together as a nation in order for us to move forward. Asante sana kwa kila moja. Naona tumeanza kuingia kwa fujo. Naomba tafadhali tuendelee kukaribishana na tuone likes za video pia zikipanda, and then of course subscription. Kama kuna yeyote ambaye anapenda masuala kama haya, nikumbushe kwamba kipindi kimeanza mapema leo na tunazungumza naye Governor Enduruche atusaidie katika kufafanua masuala jinsi yalivyo. No, tufafanulie hii siku tatu zinaendaje?
Bernard, Azimio iko objective, very objective. Siku tatu sijakuja through coincidence ama kigafla ama sababu of a show off. We don't have a show off in a very serious activity like this one. Earlier it was said it was on Wednesday. Bernard, the danger part of the 3 days to the Kenya Kwanza regime is Wednesday maandamano, we have kuna usiku hapa katikati connecting to Thursday. The danger part of this maandamano in this line to Kenya Kwanza is this night. This gap, the night gap. The night gap, there is a lot of activities when people are doing protests. You know, Ruto was handling the issue of Wednesday. Raila added, right? Added weight. Yani kwa gund tena aliongeza msumari moto kwenye kidonda. Akaongeza the 3. Now sikakuwa 2 more days to make it 3. So, Kenya Kwanza is worried if this maandamano proceeds from day 1, that's on Wednesday, ipite usiku. Unajua usiku, this is the time when roads are barricaded. Usiku tires can be done. Remember also this thing, goons can interfere to change this thing to be in the direction of tribal. Yes. Those connections. And now it puts the said president in that office in question. This thing can change, can take a different direction because the same government imeonyesha dalili zao. Uliona wakita wabunge wa Kenya Kwanza to the office, to State House. Wakawaambia, sababu mnaona barua imetoka UN inasema maandamano ni halali. Police should account for the deaths zenye zimefanyika kwa hii maandamano yote. Meaning, baba amepata boost from the said community or the nation, United Nations. So, hatuwezi puuza hii maandamano iko. So the best way now is to counter. So we look for people, we give them money, uende mpaka kwa constituency, you fund those guys, the goons, to come and counter the protesters. Bernard, let me tell you the danger part of this process. Unasikia ile maneno ilifanyika 2007 ya financing, wale watu wanaenda kufanya uhalifu. Yes. Wabunge wote wa Kenya Kwanza, I'm speaking from here, from this studio. Wabunge wote wa Kenya Kwanza, Ruto is a ICC victim. He knows, anajua jinsi ya kuepaepa, amewaweka kwa moto. Should be war elapse tomorrow, tomorrow at night, Thursday or Friday, you are liable. These members of parliament ndio wametufanya kuingia kwa street. Our members of parliament wa Kenya Kwanza ndio wamefanya wananchi kuingia kwa street on the ground that walipitisha bill, finance bill yenye inakandamiza mwananchi wa kawaida. As a result, watu wakaingia kwa barabara. Hawajaona kama hiyo kitu imekuwa enough na inaudhi wa Kenya. Tena wameanza kufinance some groups to counter us. That's why Kenyans now are standing up strong. Huyu mbunge tunafaa kudili na yeye. Yes. Hata hiyo kesho. Tunafaa kudili na yeye hiyo Thursday. Tunafaa kudili na yeye mpaka hiyo Friday. Is the reason we are on the streets. Because ya kupitisha finance bill yenye tuko tunataka sisi. Na ameenda ahead kuleta machambazi machangili wakuje kuingilia peaceful protesters. Azimio, we are very peaceful. Wabunge hao wenye wanaleta hao wakora. Hiyo kitu nasungumza niko na evidence at the moment because mbunge wa South Mogrango from Kisii already has organized a gang tomorrow to counter the protesters in Kisii. We are staying from here. We are set and we know them by names. We'll name the Osoro and the other team in the list because it's in the record. Iko kwa Facebook na Twitter yake. Yes. We have already seen that. So we are sending a very strong warning. Osoro, with your president, with your party leader and such, whatever amekutuma kwa ground, utaona cha mtema kuni. Na nimekuon this early. Nimekuon as a person mwenye nimeona that reality. So in summary on that particular question is that what Ruto is planning for this country is headed to a dangerous path. And it's entirely responsible in case there is war.
It's entirely responsible in case there is war. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your engagement. Let's keep the conversation going. And if you have a question to our guest, you put it in the comment section. We'll be able to respond to the same. Asante sana kwa kukaribisha mtu. Tafadhali tuendelee kulike video na kusubscribe kwa Sound Candid Talk especially. That is our YouTube channel. We are also live on Triumphant Bible Media. Our connections to Facebook has issues. That is why we can't connect there directly, but the link is shared on the page. So if you follow us on Facebook, please click on the link and you will be able to follow the program from there. Mr. Happiness is for free. He say my question is tunaenda huko nje bila kujipanga. Mr. Happiness, ulikuwa unataka kupangwa na nani? Ama unamaanisha nini kutopangwa? Hebu respond.
But pale nje mahali tunaelekea, already we are signals have been sent. We have understood what the Kenya Kwanza regime is planning. Smart protesters, intelligent protesters already, I cannot we are set, we are prepared. That is the preparation I can't just indicate here. People are set that they are going for a mission and that mission must be accomplished.
Okay. So Mr. Happiness is not for free. Tuwezi kusema hakuna mpango. Mpango ipo lakini mpango haisemwi hapa. Ukitaka kujiunga na hiyo mipango utaongea nasi nyuma ya curtain. Tutakueleza kwa kina, lakini ukweli ni kwamba nchi hii imeiva. Mabadiliko yameiva na wale wasiopenda mabadiliko basi watabadilishwa bila kupenda. Haya, Father Darius anasema Zakayo lacks capacity not only to lead but also capacity to know that he is an idiot.
I'm serious.
My boss, after I cleared the high school, I worked in a hotel called Can Green Hotel Limited. So my boss would always call me. She was called Mrs. Kibaki. She would call me, say, do you know your work? Or you don't know that you don't know. So, it appears Ruto doesn't know that he doesn't know.
The king is naked.
King is naked. Okay, famous Berry says what? They will kill us, but hawatatumaliza. All Azimio supporters. Okay, ujumbe ndio huo. Thank you so much everyone for participating. Please naomba tusonge mbele. Kama una swali put hapo kwa nini kwa comment section, tutakujibu ipasavyo. Cha muhimu, mahala pote ulipo, shinikiza mtu amakinike, afuate kipindi, tena awe makini, kwa sababu kuna mambo mengi tu ambayo yamepangwa, mengine mazuri, mengine mabaya. Kwa hivyo kila mtu anapaswa kujihadhari asiwe victim wa hawa waovu ambao wanakusudia kutekeleza maovu kinyume na wananchi. It is a sad reality, Mr. Governor, that a government can go to a length of planning to attack its own people, its own citizen.
Yeah.
I've never heard of that anywhere on earth, that the government is planning goons to go and slash the citizens.
So now, who is breaking the law? That there is no law that says a government should plan goons to counter the peaceful protesters. And now, if the said government is doing so, already they are going outside the constitution. And that's why I said in entirety that in case there is a war in this country, Ruto should be liable, should be responsible. And let me tell you, Bernard, wakati Ruto alimaliza kesi yake ile ya ICC haikukamilika, file haikufungwa, walisema in case we get new evidence kwa hii maneno, ile file itafunguliwa na Ruto again should be charged. Now the question is this Ruto achunge sana, ameingia ni trap ya baba.
Of course, baba kwanza si tulitaka avunje sheria, akakataa. Tulisukuma akasema anajua jinsi ya kudili na Ruto na atashughulikia hii maneno. Sisi tukaona mzee labda umeanza kuzeeka, huko na haraka, sisi tumecheleweshwa na huyu Ruto. Lakini mzee alielewa. Ruto ni kama samaki. Okay? Ukimweka kwa maji ataendelea kuswim. Lakini ukimtoa umweke kwa land hawezi. Na baba alielewa huyu ni mtu ambaye hafuati sheria. So njia pekee kudili na umfix kwa sheria. So sasa ametafuta sheria yote ya kuharamisha maandamano, amekosa. Ndio ameamua sasa avunje na the rest of the constitution by now fighting the people who are demonstrating legally and within the constitution. And so for that matter, it's obvious that he's one has panicked, he's afraid, and now he doesn't care about the law. Will he get away with it?
Ruto will not get away with this because he has been trapped. If you define what are the roles of the president, you just find Ruto amepa all those roles of the being president or roles of the president. And that's why the way you have put it, Raila Odinga set Ruto into the laws. Sababu anajua he has weakness when it comes to implementation or kulinda katiba. Even Mother Karua used to tell us from the beginning that Ruto alipinga this constitution. He cannot implement it. This is the reality. Sasa ameanza kufikiria venye anaweza govern inchi kulingana na kuelewa kwake, not the constitution. And that's why many Kenyans wameona this game yake. You know, Ruto amekuwa na ile mazoea look here, when Ruto was in Ruai, tulikuwa na 7 first. Watu wakakufa 6. Ruto akaingia mkutano Ruai. Akaswear. Akasema there is no maandamano again that will take the lives of our people. Sitakubaliana maandamano yenye itafanyika hiyo Jumatano. Yes, now they're coming Jumatano yenye ilikuwa inakuja. Then hiyo maandamano akasema hata kubali sababu hakuna mtu tena ataenda kukufa kwa hiyo maandamano. Ikafika hiyo Wednesday. Watu wakaingia maandamano. Uliona what happened in the country. 14 people lost lives. So sahi akafika tena akatoka hapa akaingia Nakuru. Alipoingia Nakuru akasema hakuna maandamano itafanyika Kenya hii. Hii ndio itakuwa ya mwisho. Maandamano ndio hii imepangwa kesho. Na yeye amepanga vijana wake sasa wakuje kucounter. So look at the consistency on how Ruto is lying in the public. Anaongea inafanyika. Anaongea inazuiliwa inafanyika. That is a president. Very reckless.
No, akisema hakutakuwa na maandamano kwa nchi hii. Anasema kwa mfano ukisikiliza press conference ya Azimio wanasema tutakuwa na maandamano as it is provided for in Article 37 of the Constitution. Watu wa Kenya kwanza hawajawahi niambia constitution which
never
of the Constitution. They've never quoted any part of the Constitution.
I told you earlier that unajua we have common law. When we have common law, you can just say it's an offense to do this. The Constitution says, but you cannot quote which part of the Constitution that says what you are saying. Like a pastor can preach and say, the Bible says, maybe hana ukuelewa kwa vifungu. So hiyo ndio shida iko in Kenya kwanza. Unajua in Azimio they quote the verse, the article, kipengele mpaka paragraph.
Yes, so si tunaenda maandamano kwa sababu Article 37 of the Constitution avails that for the Kenyan people. Now wewe kama Kindiki ama Kenya Kwanza unapaswa kusema hakuna maandamano kwa sababu Article 38 inakataa.
Sasa
so kama wewe unasema tu haitakuwa you have not said where it is, then you are the one guessing, or you want to introduce a law that does not exist.
Exactly. And who is now breaking the law? Ni yule mwenye anasema hakuna maandamano and it is provided for.
Okay, Robert Oino anasema Bernard, can your guest tell us what he expects to happen in Kisii, Nyamira, a demonstration for the next 3 days? Robert,
let me just put it this way. Like another Kenyans across the country, Kisii people are also suffering from this high cost of living. People are suffering from this Finance Bill Act that was passed in Parliament. Like you feel it, is the same way Kisii people are feeling it. And I'm telling you, the way other Kenyans in other parts of the country will react, the same way Kisii people will react. You have seen in the past. You know, I said Kisii at some point is the litmus test to understand where the country is headed to. Ukupata mkisia ameingia kwa maandamano ku demonstrate, Bernard, understand that the country, watu wanaumia, what people are suffering. In Kisii, people are set and they are ready for these demonstrations. Nyamira will perform best, Kisii will perform best. And there is a question, Bernard, for the last time I have attended here. Many viewers ask, I wanted to put it very straight. The objective ya hii maandamano or the end point of it, what will it be? Ndio wasione kama ni kitu ina. Let me just put it this way. Hii maandamano ikianza on a top gear tomorrow, iendelee ifika hata saa 12 ya jioni. Understand, hakuna also sheria ya kusema sasa ikifika usiku muache. It might proceed.
yes.
Tunaweza amuka the following day upata askari wamechoka. Au wenye wanaanza kimbi ya kesho. Naweza kuwa wamechoka. Lakini bado wananchi ni wengi. Mwenye amelala, mwingine ameshikilia tena kesho.
Yes.
So kazi inaendelea kuamkia kwa Thursday. You know what will happen? Usiangalie Ruto as only person seated in that big office. Kuna watu wanaichungulia. These boys in uniform might change. Upate wale maaskari wenye wanachunga ile barabara ya State House kwenda huko, badala waambiwe wakuje town, wanaambiwa songa kwenda nyuma. Songa kwenda nyuma. Umefika State House, surround that State House. Someone will be put into a house arrest. Akiwekwa under house arrest, breaking news will be all over. Then communication will be done. Then Ruto and the Baba murudi mupange maneno ya siasa. Mkimaliza siasa tutakuja tuwapatie nini hii government ndio muendeleshe mbele. That is the objective of this story, because incapacity, inability ndio inafanya tunaelekea hiyo direction. We cannot be led by someone anatufanyia drama in the country. Hatuko kwa videos kutengeneza ma videos. Tuko hapa on a serious business.
Yes.
Ruto should understand that. That is the objective of this, whatever we are talking about. One, do you expect Ruto to rebuild the finance bill? What is so hard for him? So ameamua instead of rebuild the finance bill, better we go on to war. Tutamuonyesha. That's what he wants. Mtoto akilia wembe, mpe. Akijikata, yeye mwenyewe atajipeleka.
Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for participating into the show. Thank you for inviting somebody. What is a parody Twitter account ya Dr. Oburu? Father Darius, sielewi hiyo linamaanisha nini? Or we should check something posted on Dr. Oburu's account. Okay, I will try to see if I can wherever to find it. Thank you for participating. Thank you so much. Huyu ni nani? Mildred Oanda anasema so they want to andamane na to Mama Ngina's home for they forget the place of honor. That this is funny. Not funny, it's sad. It's sad. Father Darius says 2007, 2008, I was in Kapsabet and the goons were paid to slaughter others and torch houses. Young boys were involved. Okay, so history is repeating itself. Somebody wants to put the lives of Kenyans in danger simply because he cannot follow the constitution or cannot allow Kenyans to follow their constitutions. This is very, very, very sad. Well, I'll play a video to that effect as we continue with the program. Tafadhali tunakuomba makinika kukaribisha mtu. What is this, Mr. Happiness? Say, what if Baba calls off the demos? It's too late. We have already had a communication from the Azimio leadership. There is no calling off of maandamano. It's too late for now. I understand the diplomatic code had issues. They wanted to speak to them, and from Eugene's response was, "We will meet them at our own convenience." That means they are not ready for those talks.
Already gari imeng'oa nanga. That's what I can say. And elewa, si unajua public holiday imetangazwa kwa some schools.
Yes.
Especially wamesema Nairobi, Mombasa, Nakuru. So we are yet to confirm if that one is applicable to other regions across. But for now, maandamano ishang'oa nanga, ishaanza.
Yes.
So imeanza already.
Kumechemka. Well, ladies and gentlemen, let's keep going as we continue the conversation. Karibisha mtu, let's just watch this.
Jina naitwa Francis Otieno. Mimi ni clearing agent hapa Busia boda. Kuna gari KCG ilikiliwa jana usiku, but tunasikia walikuwa wanajaribu kuipitisha, walikuwa wanasema ni empty. But polisi wenye walikuwa kwa gate AP wali intercept, wakasema irudi kwa scanner. Wakati imerudishwa kwa scanner, wakasema kuna vitu vimebeba ndani. Tulikuwa tuna insist kama clearing agents. Tulikuwa tunataka tujue kwa sababu kuna procedure yenye nafaa kama mzigo imebebwa inapita through the scanner ndio itoke nje. Na hiyo gari wanataka kuipitisha kama haijapita kwa scanner. Tulikuwa tunajaribu kusema kama inawezekana wafungue tuone imebeba nini ama scanner ionyeshe imebeba nini, kwa sababu kesho ni maandamano na tension iko. Tulikuwa tunataka kama tunaogopa wenzetu wanaweza umia huko mbele kama in case kama kuna kitu mbaya imebebwa. Tulikuwa tunaomba hiyo gari ifunguliwe na waifanyie thorough searching, waifanyie 100% verification, tukue satisfied ndo gari itoke. Ni hayo tu. Kama wananchi tulikuwa tunaomba tu kama inawezekana, kwa sababu si hatuna authority ya kutoa hiyo gari hapo.
Mimi naitwa Nobert Uchimo Yete. Mimi ni clearing agent hapa Busia boda. Gari imetoka Uganda KCG 151R na inakuwa cleared na OC. As OC sahi ni clearing agent. Wametofautiana na wenzake wadogo. Gari haina document yoyote. Gari irudi kwa scanner na ikuje na proper document. Gari mpaka sahi iko ndani ya yard. na tunashuku gari kriteria iko ya gari kupita boda. Gari iwezi kuwa cleared na mkubwa bila document, bila clearing agent na yeye ni osi. Tunashuku kama hiyo gari imebeba kitu mbaya inataka kwenda kuumiza Wakenya ambaye ni innocent. Tunataka hiyo gari ifunguliwe hapo, gari ifanywe 100% verification. Ili sisi clearing agent fraternity tujue gari imebeba mzigo ya mtu binafsi, sio weapon, sio skuru yoyote, sio nini kutoka nchi jirani. Tunaomba hayo ifanyiwe haraka iwezekanavyo. La sivyo sisi kama clearing agent hatutaruhusu gari hiyo ipite na mzigo ambaye hatujui ni nini. Gari ilitoka Uganda na security officer ya Uganda ndio walikuwa wamepea gari hii. Sasa hii ilikuwa inakuwa cleared na OC. OC alikuwa apea yao security GSU ndio ipeleke gari. Gari wametofautiana na wenzake. Gari iwezi enda na nini? Iwezi toka kwa yard bila documentation. Lakini tunashukuru maofisa ambao walisimama kidete na kutaka document ya hiyo gari. Mungu aongezee siku na aongezewe mamlaka, sababu hao ndio wanajali wa Kenya. Wenye walikuwa wanataka kupitisha hiyo gari kinyume na sheria. Hata tunaomba kama hiyo gari itapatikana ni gari ya imebeba magendo ya kuua wa Kenya, atolewe hapa kwa border with immediate effect. Wengine ni constable ndio wamesaidia, ambaye tutataja jina yao hapa.
Labda mkiuliza maafisa.
Ndio hii gari ndio hii imewekwa hapa sababu makra pia hawajapata document yoyote.
Sawa.
Haya, dai jaba cia Gikuyu. Dai keri. Dai gatatu. Niguo kigega tureha. Turenda kuma rucio mundu ugwitwo Raila Odinga ihe ciake na menye kwina muthamaki thiini wa bururi uyu na muthamaki uria wacagurirwo ni andu ni matugiite kwa ihinda inene tuhana njamba cia Gikuyu ni twirutire tukauga ati uria twekite ndandora miaka yathirire niguo tugucokera no nginya njaru icio irue na to make sure ati rucio gutire maandamano magathie na mbere sana mwena wa Jakaranda no nginya tukaruithia njaru ta 10 hau tutinangie mitwe tairi hau tutige komete hau nigetha andu acio maigua ni magathie maandamano muthenya wa Thursday tiko utiro tutocio gathie na mbere twi hamwe njamba cia Gikuyu no nginya turangire muthamaki witu William Ruto na no nginya to make sure Gachagua ni aheo gitio nginya Gikuyu.
Okay, where is this? Oh, this one is here. Okay. Well, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Now, Governor, umeona picha. Gari lilikuwa linaingia bila stakabadhi. Wananchi wakasema hapana, lazima iangaliwe na ichunguzwe. Hapa tunaona vijana wanaapishwa waende kutekeleza maovu ili wazuie maandamano, na wanasema mdhamaki wao ni William Ruto. So ni nini hiki?
Bernard, first I thank also huyo constable mwenye nimesikia kwa background that wamesimama kidete kutaka kujua. William Ruto will be exposed. Any ill thinking, any ill motive he has, God will not leave the Kenyan people. I think Ruto is getting exposed and people are not going to be easy the way he's thinking. Unaona hata hiyo gari kupatikana, watu kusimama imara, kujulikana. Unajua walikuwa wanataka kuipenyesha kisirisiri. Lakini unaona ishajulikana, the same government hiyo yenye inafaa kutetea Ruto. Hao maaskari ndio tena wamekuja kuexpose, lazima tujue ni nini kwa hapo ndani. It tells you even police are divided. They are not just obeying what the commander, they said commander in chief is just directing. Number 2, who is behind this thing? It's also important. Kindiki na timu yake. Na Kindiki naona akielekea kwa Messi. Kindiki na Koome wasome Ruto vizuri sana. Ruto is an ICC victim. Alifuatiliwa ile kesi yake ya 2007 vizuri, azikuja akafix hawa watu bila kujua. Kindiki ya trade his business carefully together with Koome. Although nimeanza kuona Koome ameanza kuyumba. Amehepa sana siku hizi umsikiangi ovyo. Coming to this issue ya Ruto ndiye mdhamaki wao. vikundi ya vijana kuingilia. Nimeona the same vijana wetu hapa Jakaranda wamechinja mbuzi live na wamekunywa damu. Nimeona one on one. I think they are just passing the information that don't think that we are boys. We are also men. And that is the indicator of Ruto kijana kuchaguliwa. Unaelewa maana ya kupatia mzee nafasi ya kuongoza? Ruto ni kijana mdogo. Ako na ile tembe ile mioto. Sasa naona ndiye anapanga vijana hapo Ruto ndiye mdhamaki wao. Na vijana wetu naona wameanza kureact from this other side. Where are we headed to as a nation? That's the danger of electing someone, a thief stealing elections, who is not legit in the office. That's where we are headed now to. Hakuna mzee atakubali what Ruto is doing. Hakuna mama atakubali chenye Ruto anafanya. Yeye huyo Ruto mwenye anapatia vijana nafasi hiyo ya kuwapatia pesa na vitu zingine marungu. Magari zingine zinaweza kupitishwa hapo na weapons to our country. Under the authorization of the president, the seat President William Ruto. Is he playing safe in this nation? Ama yeye anataka kuwa the cause of the problems? So as we are just putting it, God has exposed it before even it reaches here.
Yes.
When Kenyans are sober, they are able to see, they can give a story where these things started, how they started, and where we are. Nimekuambia kama nchi tutaingia kwa vita,
because of his irresponsibilities in handling
the badness of a thief taking someone's power.
Yeah.
Clueless.
It's bad news. It's bad news. Shiko has some information here. Official schools closed in primary and secondary, closed by, you had shared that, Kindiki. Says, okay.
Read the statement.
I must be careful with the statement. Breaking news. He says the government withdraws guards from Mzee Jomo Kenyatta's mausoleum. I mean, so Jomo Kenyatta's whatever grave is also participating in maandamano. Oh, what is Ruto up to? I mean, why should you go and disturb the dead?
You see, let me just say also that point is key. I wanted also to highlight on it. We have seen, William Ruto capitalized in his campaigns about the dynasty versus the hustlers, whereby he was referring Uhuru Kenyatta the dynasty and Raila Odinga and their team. The dynasty against the hustler. The point is, he spoke of Uhuru Kenyatta ill for him to win an election. He branded the dynasty term for him to score politically. Ruto amekuwa hiyo rais, amekalia hiyo kiti. Tena sasa hivi anaanza kulilia Uhuru. He's crying to Uhuru Kenyatta. Meaning Uhuru Kenyatta is the nut, is the engine of this. So you branded Uhuru, you gave Uhuru Kenyatta names. You said it's true nini. So many terms. Sasa hivi tena umerudi sitting as president. Again you are talking of Uhuru Kenyatta. President sitting, the energy, let me tell you, the energy huyu kijana wa Choma ako nayo. The understanding huyu kijana wa Choma ako nayo, Uhuru Kenyatta. Ruto saidi amekuja kulia rais. Kumbe it was not a walk over. It was not a walk in the park.
He said Uhuru Kenyatta is drunk. He's the one running the country. No. How was he running the country now that he's not drunk and
he's crying to him. Moving. He's crying. Uhuru wachana na Raila. He's crying, meaning Uhuru Kenyatta has got capacity. We're in the right footage. And this now makes me understand that Uhuru was truthful to his word that he's supporting his party leader, Raila Odinga. There we are. And Bernard, about the grave nini, unajua ndio walienda kuuza mambo ya taxes. Eti Kenyatta family lipe ushuru since independence. Wamekuja hapo wameanza kufuata grave. Don't you think hiyo grave wanazungumza Shakaora tuko na watu wenye wamekufa. Ruto is demonic.
Tumefukua miaka mingi.
Kuna watu wamekufa hapa pande hii ya chini hapa, accident hapa nini? Londiani. Sasa he's talking about the grave ya Uhuru Kenyatta. Yes. Focus ya Jomo Kenyatta. Focus yake ni gani? Is Ruto demonic?
It has to be. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, let's keep the conversation going. Kama una swali weka hapo kwa comments, tutarespond. Tunashukuru kila mmoja. Tuendelee hivyo hivyo, tunaamini kwamba tutapata suluhisho. Joint statement by ambassadors and high commissioners in Kenya on demonstrations. We are saddened by the loss of life and concerned by the high levels of violence, including the use of live rounds and the destruction of property during the recent demonstrations. We recognize the daily hardship faced by many Kenyans and urge all parties to table their concerns through a meaningful dialogue and resolve their differences peacefully to build a nation together, ensuring no further loss of life. We stand ready to support the parties in their efforts to find constructive, peaceful solution. What's your take on that?
About the ambassador.
Yes, the joint ambassadors.
The joint ambassadors. Yes. I think they were around 12, 14. I saw that thing earlier. These guys, I want to advise them. It's important also to understand what Kenyan people are thinking about. This shallow understanding of contents and you recklessly just come on air. You just put it. You just take us, okay, you want to assume us, we take you serious. The source of these problems started from the pilot. Yawa Kenya. And that's why we wanted to hear the problem from the source before we reach here. This joint briefing is what we wanted during election period when the announcement of results were done. They are just doing this on a wrong timing. We not take them serious. Nowhere they have spoken about the cost of living. Nowhere they have spoken about the finance bill act. Hawajambia president huyo William Ruto repeal the finance bill act. But wakati wa Kenya wameamuka kureact, they want to tell us about dialogue. These are some of the reckless decisions we might fall into, or traps. And we end up not hearing the real source of the problem. This time around, we are telling this team, wakae kando kidogo.
The American ambassador has already pronounced herself on the bill. She supports the finance bill.
Now you see.
So if that is the case, what
is the meaning of the dialogue?
What will be the aim of the dialogue?
What is it? Still, they want their interest to be served. Are they focused to the Kenyan people? That's why we are saying this is dialogue. And let me be very clear in this. This dialogue should not be done between Raila Odinga and William Ruto. It should be between the Kenyan people when you wanaenda kwa maandamano together with the Said Zakayo. Don't involve Raila Odinga in this. Hiyo ndio tunajaribu ku avoid.
Okay. Sawa, ladies and gentlemen, we are continuing the conversation as we are beginning to bring down the curtain so that we have room for the other show. But kama una swali kwa mgeni wetu, liweke katika comment section tutakujibu. Just want somebody has given us the current situation in Nairobi right now and probably the reason why schools are closing. Let's just have a look and then of course we continue with the conversation. Here we go.
Wamekuja Nairobi wote. We Ongatarongai police station, Darbo police station. Preparations underway. Wanajaza mafuta. Kandara police station. Ile inaitwa Kirita.
That is the panic response. That reaction is for someone who has panicked. it tells me what Azimio has planned is heavy, very heavy. Secondly, watu wasitishwe sababu ya magari mengine kama haya ni yale ya kuchoma. I'm telling you. Na tuna advise maaskari wa stock all the way from Taribo. Watoka all the way from Uasin Gishu to Nairobi. Last time we saw watu wakiandamana in Eldoret. So wakitoka wale wote Eldoret yakuwa worse than even they said Nairobi.
Yes.
Where you are migrating from coming to Nairobi, mnaacha vacuum pande ile nyingine. Na itakuwa na shida. Sababu maandamano si ya Nairobi. Maandamano ni Kenya mzima. Is across the country. It will be too late for you again kuanza kujipanga kutoka Nairobi kukimbia where mahali mmetoka kuja kusave it Nairobi. Nairobi, we know how we do these games. Nairobi and protesters wa Nairobi, they are a bit informed. Wako na IQ ya juu kidogo kuliko another part of the country. So hizi drama hizi zenye wanaanza kufanya hapa eti ndio sababu shule zimefungwa vizuri because we must put our statement clear. We must tell Ruto clear. This thing again, my Bernard, haijawahi fanyika. It has never happened. What is going to happen? It has never happened in this country with any president. So I'm telling you, Ruto will get it tough, rough. It's not easy. And let me tell you, najua after this wabunge wengi wataenda kuacha Ruto wa Kenya Kwanza.
Mimi nangoja wabunge wale wataenda mashinani kuambia watu wasiandamane. Hao wabunge tunataka kuona vile wanarudi.
Ninawaona
waliambiwa wasirudi. Sasa wanaenda kuambia wasiandamane.
Ninawaona wabunge hapo na Ruto hata kuwa hapo. Afadhali waache mapema wakaa hapa Nairobi. Yes. Wakikanyaga ground tutaanza kusikia breaking news, negative breaking news. Because they'll be the target. Like now my people in Kisii, I really plead with you. Ile spirit nilisikia mlikuwa mnaongelea tafadhali. Ours is peaceful. Take it peaceful.
Okay. Shaima Hussein anasema, what about boarding schools? I'm worried. Boarding schools are safe unless they get invaded by external forces. I think the reason why they closed the primary schools and the day school, secondary school is transportation. Transportation is going to be affected, and that is not going to be easy. So don't want the children to be caught between the crossfire of that wants to stop the protesters from protesting. And so I think boarding schools are safe, and we hope the boarding school is away from the city center.
Yeah, it's true.
Boarding schools are safe. I don't think you should worry about that. Just call the school and ensure that your child is safely within the compound of the school. And of course, responsible teachers will ensure that everything is done well. He says, if Ruto wants dialogue, let him come next week at Uhuru Park, period, to meet us. Yes, we'll dialogue with him, all of us Kenyans.
Yeah.
As we shoot questions, let him answer each one of us. It's not dialogue between him and Raila Odinga. And then, of course, we must never forget that we are here because of a failed electoral system. Okay? Somebody meddled with elections, and that is the reason we're here. And so, beside the high price of bread and the high price of unga, we're here because somebody who lost the election was declared a winner, and the one who won the elections was declared a loser. And for that matter, this cannot be taken lightly. And I believe this is one way of bringing to an end this election fraud every successive elections. So hapa mbivu na mbichi mpaka ijulikane. Hata wachinje mbuzi, wabebe panga, watembee na mishale, mbivu na mbichi mpaka ijulikane. Hapo ndipo tumesimama, kwa sababu sisi hatutakuwa wajinga kwenda kupiga foleni na piga kura na kura yetu hesabiki. Mtu anakuja huko na kipara kwenda kutuambia vitu ambavyo sisi tunajua si hivyo. So lazima tumakinike kwa hayo na mengine mengi. Nani amefunga shule? Kindiki. Geoffrey Obonyo, una habari? Angalia news. Kindiki amesema shule Mombasa, Nairobi na Nakuru, Nakuru. Asiendeki primary and secondary. All the same, thank you for participating into the show. Unless kuna swali tunataka kuswitch, nataka kuswitch. Tumekuwa na Governor Enduruche, alafu tunatarajia wakereketo wa bunge la wananchi watakuwa hapa shortly, alafu tutaingia sasa ile mjadala yetu ya usiku kucha. So whichever way, everything must be done and we must win. Says open the floor. Nikifungua hii floor sioni Governor akitoka hapa. Okay, nitapatia nafasi ya watu wawili tu waingie kwa studio waulize Governor swali, alafu tungatuke. Tuna switch tu wanabunge wakifika tu hivi tunaingia moja kwa moja. So we won't go far. Thank you. So kama unataka kuuliza swali Governor, tumia hiyo link, click on the link, allow StreamYard to configure for you the camera as well as the audio. Ingia kwa studio tukajadili maswala haya kwa kina. In the meantime, let's just get this out of the way. Okay.
That if you attempt to root the life of Raila, I tell you that Kenya will be worse than Rwanda. I must warn you that Kenya will be worse than Rwanda. I want to tell Ruto, that Ruto, I have information that you and your deputy, you have intention to finish the life of Raila Odinga'S. I have that information. And I have it because even Gachagua himself announced it and said that we are going to now deal with Raila finally. We are going to deal with him conclusively. That the demonstrations will be the last of Raila again. When you say that this is going to be the last of him, what do you mean? You mean to say you want to take the life of Raila. But I want to warn you, Ruto, that if you attempt to root the life of Raila, I tell you that Kenya will be worse than Rwanda. I must warn you that Kenya will be worse than Rwanda. And I also know.
Ya mwisho, unashinda umewinda Raila. Kama mtu anawinda swara, endelea kumwinda. Lakini wacha nikukumbushe, alienda kwa mazishi ya Kenyatta, akaenda kwa mazishi ya Moi, akaenda kwa mazishi ya Kibaki. Usipochunga wewe na Gachagua, atakuja kwa mazishi yenu. Mungu aibariki.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are glad you're here. Thank you so much. Kuna Phonics vipi?
Hello, sir.
Hello to you.
Thank you so much for opening the floor.
Yes,
that was me.
That
was me on YouTube. I use this name online, but that was me on YouTube. Lakini usiambie watu mimi ni nani.
Karibu.
Yes, sir. Governor, how are you?
Good, sir. Thank you.
I'm very honored this evening. I just happened by chance. Maybe I can start by telling people enabling that bell, that notification bell is so good because it gives you real time. Not you cannot miss an episode. Yes. So I'm calling in today from Nakuru County, Nakuru City. I was in Nairobi today actually for a few meetings. I had to finish my entire business today and my entire program. And I've gotten a chance to speak to so many people in Nairobi, but I will not focus on that because you people are there and you know what is going on there better than me. So let me speak about Nakuru. So in Nakuru, you will notice that maandamano has not been there so much. as compared to other major cities. This last Mandamano, there was a bit of violence in a certain area called Shabab. And then when the police responded with their usual violence, and this time, unfortunately, we had the live bullets, very unfortunate, very sad. There was even more violence. And that caught me by surprise because Nakuru, ever since the 2007-2008 violence, we came together as all the communities, especially the Kalenjin and the Kikuyu. And there were so many meetings. Some of them I went to personally in attendance between the Kikuyu elders and the Kalenjin elders. And Uhuru Kenyatta and a few other leaders from Mount Kenya were very much involved in bringing people together. Because just because the violence ended did not mean that the pain that was brought about by that violence had just vanished by their excellencies. At that time, it was Kibaki and Raila who did the handshake. There was still a lot of pain. Personally, I lost a grandmother. Okay? And it was very painful. Even to date, it is very painful. So in Nakuru, we try as much as possible to maintain that peace that was negotiated. But we are now getting concerned. Okay? Guys, I'm telling you, if you see violence in Nakuru, know that this country is in serious trouble. Okay? And when we see things like what we have seen in this video of the oathing by those young men that you saw there, these things are also happening, not just on the Kikuyu side, but also on the Kalenjin side. I do not have any actual evidence to present. I wish I could, but I can assure you that this thing is becoming something else. Just as Governor is saying, there is a very concerted and deliberate effort by, I would now assume, supporters and senior politicians on government side to try and counter, okay, to try and counter what the opposition is doing. So now when you bring in goons with weapons, and those are not, those pangas that you see there, imagine it cuts me. You don't even know me. I'm just another Kenyan. But imagine tomorrow you saw me in the news that my head has been chopped off. Okay? So what is happening? We are going into a situation whereby we might get into a very bad cycle of violence. The same thing that happened, we saw this violence with our own eyes here in 2007. They attack, we attack. They attack, we attack. It goes so bad very fast. Now, and I am not an alarmist. I try to be very much grounded on reality on the ground. But I can promise you that if the government, let me not say the government, because it is not proved that these youth are being funded by anyone associated with the government. I have to be very careful when I say that. We do not want to spread alarm. Okay, this is a time for dealing with facts. But whoever is behind these kinds of things, they know what they are doing. Or I would say they at least know a bit, or they think they know what they are doing. But I have never spoken here. I rarely ever speak political matters online. If you see me speaking here today, we are going into a potential Sudan crisis. We are going into a potential Sudan crisis. The military might have to be involved in this. Once people start a cycle of violence, we cannot, can you imagine, as Mweshimiwa was saying, we are just used to seeing this one day maandamano, daytime. Now it is connected all through. Okay. And another fact, this maandamano is now beyond Raila. This maandamano is far, far, far beyond Raila. Honorable Raila. Okay. Kenyans are not happy. Here in Nakuru, I have no interest. I will tell you the truth. Personally, me, I'm an Uhuru person. Uhuru Kenyatta. Kenyatta, the former retired president. Currently, I don't care if Raila is president or Ruto is president. Actually, my agenda is supporting Uhuru in his international peace efforts. Maybe we get him into the UN and things like that. I will not give you here biased surveys or political reports, but I am telling you from the same people that last year were singing Hasala Tosha. Right now, you try to tell them anything about this person. You see somebody has changed completely. Okay? There is almost hatred. There's almost hatred towards, unfortunately, our president. So he needs to understand, please, if there's somebody here listening that has access to the president, please, my only one message, one sentence, if I had the chance, I would tell him, this maandamano is not about Raila. You have missed the point. Please, please, please. Can he just take a tour across the country? Let him talk to Kenyans one-on-one. Okay? So thank you so much. I don't want to take too much time on the floor, and I don't want to disrupt your program. But please, guys, if you pray, pray for Kenya. As we know violence, we know violence here in Nakuru. And it goes like this. Yes.
Thank you. Thank you so much for sharing with us, and we pray for the very best. Mr. Wangira, your message to Governor. We are closing this part of the program so that we begin our usual program, Mr. Wangira. This is not the usual program.
I've just come in, I've just come in and I don't know how far the governor was. So I really don't know what to say. But can I just say, let me just say one or two things, Bernard, if you allow me.
Carry on, please.
The Constitution of Kenya under Article 3 is very, very clear that every person has an obligation to respect, uphold, and defend the Constitution, Bernard. So tomorrow, it is an opportunity for the people of Kenya, Bernard, to respect, uphold, and defend this Constitution. And do you know how we will be defending this Constitution? We will be defending this Constitution by activating Article 37. There's somebody who is purporting that he can suspend Article 37 that allows us to assemble, to picket, and to demonstrate. So in our obligation, Bernard, of defending the Constitution, Bernard, tomorrow we will be activating this particular provision of the Constitution. And again, over the last few days, something has come up, and today it was one of the key key items that were highlighted by the Azimio la Umoja One Kenya. This special unit called Operation Support Unit, purportedly within the National Police Service. Why are we having a special unit within the National Police Service at this time and in the manner that the Azimio la Umoja described it? It does not sound well that we can have such a unit in the manner that the Azimio la Umoja One Kenya described it. Because, the Constitution is very, very clear that the National Police Service must, act professionally and with the highest standards of discipline, Bernard. And again, there is the issue of the security of our leaders, especially Raila Odinga and Kalonzo Musyoka. I understand that their security was withdrawn, and this is the privilege they're enjoying courtesy of their retirement terms. So I don't understand why they're withdrawing the security of Raila Odinga and Kalonzo Musyoka. And to make the matters worse, Bernard, this evening I've just gotten some information that the security of the first lady of the Republic of Kenya, who is the mother of Uhuru Kenyatta, Mama Ngina Kenyatta, has also been withdrawn. If these people have a problem with Uhuru Kenyatta, then why are they dragging it to Mama Ngina Kenyatta? What does Mama Ngina Kenyatta have to do with Uhuru Kenyatta? Why withdraw her security? Because the privileges Mama Ngina Kenyatta is enjoying today are courtesy of the husband, Mzee Jomo Kenyatta, who was the first president of the Republic of Kenya. So why drag her into her son's issue if you have the problem with her son? Remember, this is a lady who is 95 years of age, a very old lady, Bernard. Why drag her into issues that don't pertain her? This Bernard tells you that that the legitimacy of William Samoei Ruto's government, Bernard, is on the scale. And it's not very, very easy to say whether this regime is being accepted by the people of Kenya, and him having realized that many Kenyans are not accepting this particular regime, and that the legitimacy is on the scale. This is the reason why it's behaving in the manner that it's behaving, purporting to suspend Article 37, withdrawing the security of national leaders in this country, Bernard. But tomorrow, just as I've told you, under Article 3, we will be respecting, upholding, and defending the Constitution of Kenya by coming out in big numbers to activate Article 37, Bernard. Let me just leave it at that, Bernard, and perhaps if Governor has something to add on, he can add on. Asante.
Thank you very much, Mr. Wangira. We appreciate that. Also, the security for the mausoleum for Mzee Jomo Kenyatta has also been withdrawn. That now that shows you how Kenya Kwanza is senseless, rudderless, clueless. I think this level of foolishness is just beyond cure. So, Governor, your last word as you respond to kate kipindi tunarudi strength and power, utapose hapo tuna switch tu tunarudi tafadhali, because we need to release governor and then we bring in the bunge la wananchi.
Wangira, thank you very much because you have put it very clear. Let's focus. We want to liberate the country. We need all Kenyans to get out tomorrow for this particular cause. This is our time. We are not going to relax. Let me just put my closing part, Bernard. We had been waiting for this particular opportunity. Maandamano has been there only particularly for one single day. But due to public demand and Baba's consideration, it was extended to 3 days. Let's make use of it. There is no another time we are going to be given this kind of opportunity so that we can have our freedom and come out in large numbers, take Ruto home, because this is what we had been discussing here online. Aja maandamano ifuatane kila baada ya siku. Sasa tumepatiwa maandamano for the first time inafuatana kwa siku 3. Let's make use of it. We not have no another time. It is just now. Kuanzia saa 6 ya usiku tumeingia Jumatano. We start the business. We do our mandate as we had been requesting Baba tuongezee masiku za maandamano. Ametii. Now it's our part to implement what we had been crying for. I'm urging Kenyans to come out in large numbers. We take our positions. We are not going to relent nor surrender until we get it right. Wale vijana wetu, natumia mfano wa Jacaranda na cross the country. Stand firm, stand unshaken. Nyinyi ni jeshi la Baba. Polisi hakuna mwenye ameruhusiwa na katiba yetu kuwa apige mtu risasi. Wakipiga sisi tutawamulika kesho, tutapiga mapicha mpaka namba zao tutachukua zile zenye wanafanyia kazi, and our duty also will publish them kwa mitandao across. So take courage. Hii mambo ya vitisho ndogo ndogo Kenya Kwanza inakuja nayo eti wameami vijana nini na nini, sababu ya uoga. Wanajua tuko na abilities za ku counter them very strong. We are going to the field tomorrow kuanzia saa 6 ya usiku leo. Kama kuna uwezo Bernard, watu wasiogope, tutafunga mabarabara. Venye shule zimefungwa, tutafunga na sisi barabara. Venye na mwenye akona duka, afadhali tuseme ukweli this openly. Badala ukuje kulia baadaye. Funga biashara zako. Serikali unajua inataka kukudanganya eti usifunge uende kazi kama kawaida, sababu hawataka kuonekana kama wako wiki. Lakini mimi nakuadvise kama Mkenya mwenzako. 3 days coming, kesho kutwa na siku nyingine. Unajua hata Yesu za zingine mission yake ilikuwa in those 3 days. So na sisi tunasema hizi siku 3 they are very special days for us. Funga duka yako. Venye wameona wamesijali maslahi ya watoto wakafunga mashule. Na wewe funga duka yako. Kama uwezi kuja kwa maandamano, kaeni nyumbani. Kama gari yako utaki chapwe ipiwe mawe ifanywe nini, iweke hapo nyumbani, because it's an official public holiday. Kulingana sisi mumeona what has happened in the past. Usiingie kwa hiyo trap. Watu wetu wazimio, maandamano yetu yakae peaceful. Tutakutana na hao watu kama wako kesho. Tutamalizana na wao tomorrow. Na aja hao military wa take over this government, ndio tuanze kujipanga upya. That is my position. I wish our members wakati mwema na wachilinde pia, na wenye hawatakuwa kwa maandamano, ombea watu wetu, we liberate this nation. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Governor, for making time to join us for the discussion.
Thank you very much.
We are greatly honored, and we will continue engaging.
Thank you, Bernard.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is it. We want to switch from the one-on-one discussion with the Governor Enduruche to our usual open forum political discussion show. So please, ladies and gentlemen, we cannot push it any further from where it is, because if we do, we'll be wronging others. So please, naomba mkatuvumilie tu hapo, tunarejea kwa muda usiokuwa mrefu. Thank you so much. Stay tuned.
Sisi vile sio wote ambao wanataka ugomvi kwa sababu ya ugomvi.
Niwaambia nyinyi ni wajinga mkimfuata Ruto. Mkadhani tunawadanganya.
Jeti ya Ruto. Hii maisha ya Ruto ni stress na ni stress.
Mungu wewe umetukosea.
Sasa tumesema siku ya Jumatano. Mko tayari? Tumesema sisi si majambazi.
Munataka kurudi kwa moto ama munataka kuokoka? Munataka kuokoka? Njia ya kuokoka ni Baba. Nawaambia.
Mlikataa